Hello and welcome to Sik'ar Reviews, and I am going to be reviewing the Camacho Ecuador in, this is a Toro, the 6x50. It seems almost box pressed. I don't know if that's intentional. I think that may have gotten pressed in my own humidor. It's actually more of an oval, but I don't know, first Toro I've ever had. I've only had Robustos of this, and the Robusto of this is actually among my favorite cigars ever. So, I really look forward to this. This is an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. It's got a Brazilian binder. Can't tell you what type of Brazilian. I believe I looked it up once before. Did enough research and found out it was a Brazilian Modafina binder, and it has Honduran and Dominican long fillers. This did receive a 91 rating, and it's listed as being medium to full body, which, well, I'll get into all that. So, anyways, it's nice having the band not being almost the entire cigar too. That's one thing I'll say that's nice about the Camacho on Toro. Nice hay and earth smells. That's a good sign of good tobacco that's been aged well. Cocoa off the foot and off the cap, if you want to be technical. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. Love the smell of these. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of smells that are very similar, but I don't know, I kind of like the smell of this one just a little bit more. It's not more earthy, more hay, but the cocoa that comes off the foot as well. It's almost like the two don't combine with each other, but they do. I almost thought about aging this longer in my humidor, because I just never really had a well-aged one either. Bit of smoke output, sweet notes at the beginning, little hay and earth mixed in with that sweetness. Retro Hail is it's a little just in your face at this point. It kind of burns the nose. It's a good wake up, that's for sure. Brings in some nice kind of, I'm looking for the proper pepper. It's not red bell pepper or green bell pepper, because those are too sweet, but it's not jalapeno because that's too hot. Perhaps a pasilla or an ancho chili. Both of those are more mild. And the pasilla is is also called the poblano. I think it kind of fits more with the poblano pasilla than it does with other peppers, and I am a pepper expert. I love peppers. I have eaten almost every type of pepper, including a ghost pepper. So, although I did not eat the whole ghost pepper, I only ate a small portion of the ghost pepper, and even that scared the heck out of me. Great smoke output. Now, when I was talking about the ghost pepper, I've also had ghost pepper sauces. Red Robin has one. Yeah, that's a joke. There's also a couple bottled versions on the market, which one of them is actually really good, but and it has the kick and spice, and everything, but it's got a very, very small amount of actual ghost pepper in it. I would figure that the one that you get at Red Robin, probably they take a pot like that big, fill it with other sauce, and throw in just a tiny seed or something so that they could say that it's ghost pepper. It actually tastes funny and doesn't even taste like pepper sauce. So the pepper's gone, at least so far. I'm sure that's going to come in and out. I kind of vaguely remember that they do. It has been over 2 months since I've had a Camacho Ecuador, and I usually buy one monthly. Actually, it's been over 3 months. Right now, it's just kind of a sweetness, hay, a little bit of cocoa. So I'm going to get to the halfway point of this, let you know how this is progressing. Because I've had these before, I know it's going to go well, but I'll let you know flavors that I'm picking up and all that stuff, and we'll see you shortly. Hello and welcome to the halfway point of this Camacho Ecuador. It's gotten to the point I got to take the band off. At least I got to keep it on for most of the cigar. And that's one thing I don't like about the Robbie is I like to hold the band. It's, I don't know, it's comforting. So anyways, allergy season. It's really kicking my butt this year. So anyways, flavors have a mild honey note, some citrus notes, a little bit of that kind of Pasilla poblano. It sits on the roof of the mouth. A little bit of leather note. It's just very nicely blended, and I've enjoyed every bit of it so far. As I said, this is one of my favorite cigars. I've never tried it in a Toro size. It seems to have very similar profiles to the Robusto size, which I'm very familiar with. That would probably be because they're still both 50 ring gauge, so it's just this is a little longer. But I have noticed a big difference sometimes between a Churchill and a Robusto. So even though they're roughly the same ring gauge, just a little longer, one shorter. Nice smoke output still. A little cocoa right off the puff. Anyways, I will see you in the final third of this and stop rambling and maybe try to take care of these allergies a little bit. Alright, see you shortly. Hello and welcome back to the final third of this Camacho Ecuador. I didn't mention that it's blended by Christian Iroa, who's one of my favorite blenders. I usually try to give you the blender at least. And so often, sometimes with names like Camacho, I just forget due to the fact that, well, I assume that most people know who the blender is, but that's not always the case. Now, I'm going to do something different with my videos, even though the person I'm referring to is not a subscriber and doesn't watch my channel. They have a nicotine intolerance. And so anything that has too much nicotine is going to be a very difficult smoke for them. So if you have a nicotine intolerance, I don't recommend this cigar because it is rather strong. It is a medium to full body. Now as for the flavors, there's some toasty notes, a little bit of sweetness, like a tad bit of honey, and coffee, and kind of a nutty flavor as well. Very nice cigar, very well blended. It is medium to full bodied in flavor. It's about medium in nicotine strength. You do feel like you've smoked it. So if you have a nicotine intolerance, it probably will make you a little jittery. Heck, it's in the full size. It doesn't do it to me in the Robusto, but here I'm sweating just a little bit, and it's not all that hot right now. It's like 62. So, and it's also giving me a little bit of burp. I think I actually prefer this in the Robusto size because the longer size, it just starts getting tedious towards the end. If I'm going to compare the two. Usually I'm a fan of the Toro because I like a little bit of a longer smoke, not so short, not too long, but this one I actually think works better in a Robusto so far. Even though the flavors are really good in this. And I would have figured, I love the Ecuador so much, I'd really enjoy having a longer Ecuador. But other than having the band that I can hold for almost half the cigar, rather than a band I can hold for about a third of the cigar, or take off immediately, the bonus of having the band doesn't outweigh the fact that it has, I don't know, it's almost perfect as a Robusto. So I rather have the shorter. Does that make sense? Rarely I say things like that. Great smoke outputs, burn on a razor. Wow, that's good. So, and even though I'm saying, wow, that's good, it's still just a little much in the Toro size. And no, I like a good strong cigar now and then, but this one's kind of getting to me just a little bit with the nicotine, but it's not too heavy. It's about right. Anyways, I do definitely recommend this. As I said, it's one of my favorite cigars. I would recommend it in the Robusto over the Toro, as I think the Robusto is just a little bit better. And I do these reviews based on the size that I am smoking currently. So this is the Toro review. If I get a Robusto, I will do a Robusto review on this. And I will compare it to the Toro since I've had the Toro. So, anyways, with all that said, please add and subscribe. Leave questions, comments, feedback, suggestions. If you've smoked this in Toro or in Robusto too, or anything, and you agree or disagree with my review, go ahead and leave comments down below. Just keep it nice. We all have our own opinions, and, gotta respect that. So, enjoy every puff.